Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology post, which you can find on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. The idea behind the second post here is to bring further intuitive insight into the day's energies. I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. I'll make a quick review of the astrology on the page before playing another tarot card, which may give us something more to think about. Okay, so let's get into it. The tarot card that sits on the side of the page has changed today, friends, and it is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups represents the first 10 days, the first decan of the sun's transit through Cancer. Cancer is the fixed water sign. Cups are water in the tarot. And water is about emotion. It's about intuition, and it's about creative flow, creative power. So the Two of Cups really relates to a partnership being formed. And it doesn't always necessarily mean that there's a romantic partnership, more that just two people become unified in a partnership. There's sort of a two become one. It's almost like Gemini is not really leaving us just yet. And that makes sense because Mercury remains in Gemini. Venus is just about to shift into Gemini. We're coming up on, no, that new moon isn't going to be in Gemini. It's going to be in Cancer. That's funny that I said that. Okay. Anyway, the new moon will be in Cancer. But, you know, we still have a lot of Gemini on the board, and we still have a lot of, Mercury on the board, and we still have a lot of Gemini influence in our lives at this time. So this is two people working together in partnership. Now, there can be romance there, but, you know, the relationship in this case is based on balance, on honoring one another's needs, and on, you know, respecting one another's choices. So that's a beautiful energy to have right there. And, you know, there's this caduceus here. This sort of shows the mingling of two. And this sort of lion's head with the red wings reminds me of the angel on the Lovers card that also has red wings. Temperance card also has red wings. So, you know, there's passion here, there's energy, there's fire. It can also be a sexual connection. But it basically just refers to the mingling of some complementary opposites, okay? So you see one person sort of in blue and white here, and you see another person in sort of yellow and white here. So they're just kind of bringing together their shades, you know, mingling in partnership out of honor and respect for one another. Okay, and with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some cards and remind myself and the cards that the sun starts off today in Gemini, where Mercury is currently in its leadership role in Gemini. And sun in Gemini has been a time where we focused a lot in the outer life on sharing ideas, on communicating, on you know, collaborating to make things happen, making our plans, and just, you know, really the thoughts, plans, and communications like sort of on the forefront of our minds at that time. And now the sun is shifting into Cancer early this morning, and so we're going from a mutable air vibe, which is mutable air is disperses air or disperses information, to a fixed water vibe, and that's more like secures fixed signs secure the elements. So this sort of secures our feelings, seeks stability and peace in our emotional relating to ourselves, to others, and to the world. So it's a little bit more of an emotional vibe, and we're just, you know, we're here at the summer solstice. This is when the sign of Cancer begins every year, and this is a time when, you know, it's almost like our hearts sort of soften in the summer heat toward one another, and we find a more loving space to behold those people that we've been collaborating with. And then on the moon side of the page, the moon is a waning crescent now, one day past the third quarter moon. It's in Aries. So this is the waning crescent is a vibe for active release of stuff and things and thoughts and attitudes and dispositions that no longer work, to pull us forward toward our creative goals. We're pushing the stuff out right now. Moon in Aries couldn't be a better time to do that, because Aries is a very active vibe, and it just makes us want to get going on whatever work it is that we have to do. So, and it's also passionate about a good fresh start, which we will have in just under a week with that new moon in Cancer. Okay, so on the moon side of the page today, aspects wise, moon went conjunct to Jupiter. This is a good time, like that, an amplification of the feeling life and our sense of growth and expansion. We can feel really blessed and generous at this time, and we feel like sharing with one another. So it can be a really sort of intensely good time. And then moon sextile to Gemini this afternoon says, it's cool to hang out with people that you like and trust, and have some light banter, just some talk about things that are not necessarily important. Those kind of conversations also can yield positive results in the form of good bonding and partnership. And then on the sun side of the page today, Venus goes trine to Pluto. Focus your attractor beams, friends, because we are just all super really attractive right now. And, it's bringing in the depth of feeling as well. Pluto brings in this depth of feeling. It brings in a more powerful or intense vibe to the way we feel about the people and things that we like, love, and can't get enough of. So we're more attracted to the people that we are already attracted to. We're more attracted to the things we're already attracted to. And we can use this power if we focus on what it is that we're trying to draw in toward us. We can use our power to draw it toward us a little more powerfully at this time. Sun goes into Cancer this morning at 4:14. And like I said, our hearts are softening in the summer heat. We're like butter, right? Right in the middle of our hearts, and we just come to know how we feel about all the people that we are engaged with at this time in the outer life, and we are going to start acting on those feelings and expressing those feelings, because that's what time of year it is. In the ongoing column, we still have the Sun and Venus, our expressed life and our receptive aspect, in this strange little square dance with Saturn and Neptune, which sort of represent reality and fantasy, right? Sun square Neptune can give us the illusion that we are demotivated, that we're confused, or that we don't know which way to go or what to do. But that's really not the case. Sun is also trying to Saturn, and even though Saturn is retrograde, Sun is saying whatever Saturnian efforts that you make right now to shore up your security in the world, your sense of stability, those efforts are blessed right now. So ignore that sort of sign of demotivation, and focus on the blessing that's available in exchange for your actual work. And then, Venus says, oh, it's okay to fantasize a little bit, but what we're going to fantasize about is those shiny, polished things that we would like to draw toward us, right? The opulence, the rich things that we would like to have, so that while we are making efforts towards, securing our future, Venus can give us an idea what that's supposed to look like. And Venus is square to Saturn right now, but that really just kind of says, sometimes our love lives go on the back burner, or our money lives get a little tight, while we're putting in all the effort to make a bigger, better future for ourselves. Maintain tried and true habits, friends. Dream about opulence and security. Sun is quincunx to Pluto through June 23rd. Find a new way to solve an old problem. Okay, if an old problem keeps coming up, it's time to get innovative, so that we can either knock it out or make it a problem that only comes up less often. Okay, easier to take care of. Mercury sextile to Jupiter. Thoughts, plans, and communications, and our bigger, badder idea of ourselves, right? So we've got to work on the big plan while we have this sextile cooperative vibration there to help us make good things happen. Pluto is retrograde. Saturn is retrograde. We are examining on the inside of ourselves the foundations that we stand on, the things that make us feel secure, even the networks, the social networks that we stand on, because Saturn's in Aquarius. And we're examining them to see if they actually hold our weight, and if they are actually, not only there to support us, but they help to support everybody around us. Because If something that's supporting me is actually decreasing the support of the people around me, then it's not a good support for me, right? It's not enough for me to be lifted up if the people around me are not also getting lifted up. Okay, and with all of that said, oh, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, so we're kind of familiar with this one if you're a regular watcher. We just came out of the Ten of Swords, so it was 8, 9, 10 of Swords that we most recently discovered or talked about. Eight of Swords is a point of self-sabotage, and it has to do with sort of the way we use our thoughts and words to get ourselves into situations that aren't good for us, and or the way we fail to use our thoughts, plans, and communications to get us out of situations that aren't good for us, right? So we might be acquiescing for something, or we might actually just be actually have actively planned to get ourselves into a position that we thought was going to be good for us, and it turns out that we feel completely unexpressed in that situation, and so we can sit there and feel blindfolded and tied down for a little while, I guess, but eventually we're going to have to wiggle out of our bonds and take off the blindfold and understand that we put ourselves in this situation, and we're going to have to thoughts, plans, and communications, take up a sword and sort of sword our way out of it, right? Think our way out of it. Tell people what the truth is about what we want so that we can go and get it. So here on the page, yeah, I see that a little bit in the Venus square. Saturn, perhaps we went into a situation thinking that, if I do this, if I agree to this, if I move toward this goal, it will provide me more security. And, whether or not we found the security we thought we were looking for, we actually wind up so secure that we are completely unexpressed and can't, see or seem to speak up for ourselves. And that's not a good place to be, okay? So, go ahead and dream about what you can have, what you can be. What would look better than the situation that you're in right now if you're feeling like this? Go ahead and have a little fantasy about, your most ideal situation, and then understand that any efforts you make in that direction to feel more secure, again, are blessed. So you can take those actions, you can set yourself free and get going. Find a new way to solve an old problem, okay? Self-sabotage is a real thing. It's something that a lot of us do without even noticing it all the time. But once you realize it, once you come to a realization that you have sabotaged yourself, that you have, gotten yourself, through your plans or through your agreement into a situation that is really untenable for you, it's time to make a fresh start. It's time to find a new way to take care of yourself, okay? And taken together with the Two of Cups, it kind of says like collaboration, right? It kind of says, maybe I can't make this come true just all on my own. Perhaps I need a partner. I need to become unified with somebody who has a little more respect for me and who is interested in having a balanced partnership with me. Somebody who can help fire me up and get the energy to want to move beyond this situation that I'm in. And sometimes it's like the least likely person, shows up, that you probably wouldn't even think you would make friends with, but you wind up not only making friends with them, but sort of becoming partners with them, and you help them and they help you, and that's what that Two of Cups is about. So, if you're feeling really alone and trapped, even if you have entrapped yourself or ensnared yourself in an untenable situation, it's okay to look around for a friend or a partner. It's okay to reach out to somebody and say, look, I need some help here. I'm in over my head. I can't see which way I'm going, and I might need a little guidance to get out of this situation, or at least support, right? So I believe that's what I see there, and all I have to say about it today. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I truly appreciate your presence with me. My name is Melrose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.